Hey, what's going on, guys? Bflattened here with a brand new video today. Today we're going to be going over and covering Skellington, the Halloween style build. This is going to be utilizing corrosion damage, it's going to be utilizing the Ghast call, and it's also just going to be a general Halloween style build. We have the Fearmonger, we have the Flipper just in case we face corrosive style enemies, the Res, and also the Guardian Angel just so we can do major Ghast call damage. Going over a quick little Wotan kill just for something a little different to the intros to the build videos. Generally, you can kill Wotan fairly quickly. I'd say like under 30 seconds for sure. On the split, I like to do cast. However, it looks like just a normal gas calls ended up killing Wotan in one hit. Just to showcase and show and reveal just a little bit of the damage that this can do. You don't need a Guardian Angel in your hand in order to achieve this style of damage. I just prefer it because why not make it 500% better? Let's go ahead and go into the skills, shall we? In our blue tree, we have 3 Persistent Hunter for gun damage and action skill duration. This is going to be utilized for the gun damage, I should say, sorry. Especially if we're using things like the Fearmonger, if we actually want to like switch up our weapons a little bit. It is quite nice. Go for the eyes and ferocity, or just to move down the tree a little bit further on. Who rescued who? It's good for health regen. You don't really need it that much, but I also use it to move down the tree a little bit further. Frenzy and He Bites are great in combination together. Whenever Flack's pet deals damage, getting a stack of Frenzy. And He Bites, whenever your pet reflects damage, it counts for dealing damage, so it actually stacks up Frenzy even faster. You don't need 3 points into He Bites, it's a little bit excessive. The damage doesn't really matter here. The point of He Bites to having 1 point into it is to stack up Frenzy even further, so you can increase your damage even faster. Psycho Head on the stick, whenever Flack kills an enemy, our pet gets movement speed and damage. It's a great 1 point skill to move down the tree even further. We get our pet even more damage, and our pet can actually move to revive us even quicker if we need it. Barbaric Yop, we get our pet bonuses up by 200%, so our pet will actually be doing 30% extra elemental damage for us instead of the normal 10. Pack Tactics, we get pet and flak damage is increased, and we also get maximum health between both of us as well. And finally, Shared Spirit. Whenever Flak is at low HP, a portion of all damage they receive is converted into healing for their pet instead. This works with Deathless, this works with Front Loader. If you want to do a Deathless Radiation URAD style version of this build, you can, and Shared Spirit will still work for you. Inside our main red tree, we have Interplanetary Stalker. With our peregrine, we get 9 out of 5 out of it. Leave No Trace for 3. Head count for action skill cooldown. Hunter's Eye for bonuses against different targets. Big game so we can get Hunter skills, duration, and effects even more. The most dangerous game, probably one of Flack's best red tree skills, at least in my opinion. Absolutely solid. 2 minute skill for you getting gun damage and critical hit damage. You get pet damage in there too, but I more like it for the gun and crit damage. Grim Harvest. Grim Harvest I find only good for rack attacks, which we are using, because that action skill damage will actually hit super hard with our racks, and we also get increased gun damage as well. Pet damage is thrown onto the skill just for fun. Galactic Shadow. Black deals increased crit damage. This was buffed a while back so that the enemies less likely to attack us was increased even further. Megavore, we get crit chance for 20% against any body part that is not a crit. Self-repairing system, we get max HP and regen HP. Furious Attack, whenever we shoot an enemy, we gain a stack of Furious Attack. We get even more gun damage. 1 point into all my BFFs for 17% regen. Eager to Impress, 6 out of 5 for more cooldown. And probably one of the best support skills in the entire game, Lick the Wounds. Whenever we're in fight for our life, we can get our pet to revive us. It gets 30% pet damage for 60 seconds. And we also get a free revive if we screw up. Nothing in purple, because purple's not that good for this style of build, and it's not amazing in general. And that should be the entire build. The most important thing to keep in mind is having Spider-Man Scorcher with Barbaric Yop. Our elemental damage will be increased to 30% instead of the normal 10, which is going to be increasing our corrosive damage even further. I like using rack open a cold one for cryo racks, and also rack accelerate, so we get an additional charge and also more cooldown. Into our weapons and gear, we have the flipper, just in case we fight a corrosive badass that tries to negate all of our corrosive damage. The fearmonger with terror, gain damage and fire rate, just in case we want to have some fun with the terror themed of the build. The res is actually a really great support item for this build. If your pet ever dies or goes into fight for your life, you actually lose the 30% elemental bonus damage. So you can switch to the res, shoot your pet, and it'll auto revive, so that you can kind of get like a gamma burst in a gun. The guardian angel is just here to help us stack up damage whenever we are casting our racks and dropping grenades, so that we get increased damage from that. I use an old god with Dane Terror. The corrosive damage is going to be increasing with pretty much all of our damage, and also we get terror from it. And finally, the roided gas call for our grenade. The roided gas call, there's a little bit of an explanation for this. The roided gas call is going to be the most consistent gas call when it comes to damage. Now, the cloning gas call will clone your gas call. The Vindicator gas call is rare as heck, and everybody's after one. However, the Vindicator is not as consistent as the roided. Now, the Vindicator gas call is a combination of cloning and roided. However, the problem with the Vindicator gas call is there's a bug attached to it right now. The Vindicator gas call's bug is sometimes it won't do the cloning effect at all. So you actually get consistently less damage than what a roided would just normally give you every single time, because the roided is not bugged. So you get even more grenade damage out of this, and it hits super hard. Most people also think that the gas call may not be that great because it doesn't have an anoint. 9 times out of 10, a unanointed gas call, which is a legal gas call, a non-modded version, will probably beat out most grenades, even with an action skill end element, 150% nade damage, and also the on grenade throw. An unanointed gas call will most likely beat them out. 9 out of 10 times it will. Now, this is going to be a super good artifact for what we're using here. The Flesh Melter Victory Rush with grenade damage, AoE, and corrosive damage. If we kill an enemy with corrosive, which is our gas calls, we increase our damage with corrosive for a short duration. It's also Victory Rush, so if you kill a badass, we get movement speed and damage for a whole entire minute. And finally, we got the Peregrine. The Peregrine, if we cast our racks and they hit an enemy, they drop a grenade for free, which is our gas calls. Splash damage, splash radius is going into our gas call, and the grenade damage is also going to be working with our gas call. As you see, it absolutely shreds Wotan very, very, very quickly. All you got to really do is just keep on casting rank attack for it, spam that up. You gain terror. Gaining terror gives you more damage. You can throw nades for free. And that's pretty much the build. Very consistent, it's very fast, it can do all forms of content in the game. And lastly, it's a lot of fun. If you're looking for this build, you can find it in the Discord as of the time of this upload. Feel free to download it and take it as your own, and customize it to your will if you wish. I think that's going to be all from me. My name is Bflattened. I'm signing on out of here. Take care all. Laters.